Imagine a small town in Pennsylvania that would become the turning point of a nation's destiny, a battle so fierce that it would leave over 50,000 men dead or wounded in just 3 days. Welcome to Gettysburg. The year was 1863, and the United States was engulfed in a civil war that threatened to tear it apart. The Union and the Confederacy were locked in a struggle over issues like slavery, states' rights, and the future of the nation. General Robert E. Lee, commanding the Confederate Army of Northern Virginia, sought to take the fight to the north, hoping to secure a decisive victory that would sway public opinion in favor of the Confederacy. Meanwhile, Union forces, under General George G. Meade, were poised to confront Lee's audacious plans. On July 1st, 1863, the battle commenced. Confederate troops clashed with Union cavalry in the town of Gettysburg. The Confederates quickly gained the upper hand, pushing Union forces back through the town and onto the high ground south of Gettysburg. But the Union soldiers, bolstered by reinforcements, held strong on Cemetery Hill, Cemetery Ridge, and Little Round Top, strategically important positions that would become the focus of the ensuing fight. As the sun rose on July 2nd, both sides recognized the importance of the high ground. Lee aimed to seize it completely, launching assaults on both flanks of the Union position. At Little Round Top, the 20th Maine Regiment, led by Colonel Joshua Chamberlain, found themselves in a desperate situation. Facing an overwhelming Confederate force, they resorted to a daring bayonet charge that ultimately repelled the attackers, securing the left flank for the Union. Chamberlain's leadership and the tenacity of his men became legendary, symbolizing the courage displayed throughout the battle. Meanwhile, the fighting continued fiercely at the Peach Orchard and the wheat field, where both sides suffered tremendous losses. The battlefield turned into a nightmare, with smoke, chaos, and cries for help filling the air. The Union soldiers, pushed to their limits, displayed remarkable resilience. But as night fell on July 2nd, both armies were battered yet unyielding, setting the stage for the climactic confrontation that would take place on July 3rd. The morning of July 3rd dawned, with both sides preparing for what would be the battle's pivotal moment, Pickett's charge. Lee believed that a massive assault on the center of the Union line would break their defenses and lead to a decisive victory. Approximately 12,500 Confederate troops, led by General George Pickett, advanced across open fields toward Cemetery Ridge. The sight was both awe-inspiring and harrowing, men marching into what many would know as a death trap. As they crossed the field, Union artillery unleashed a devastating barrage. The Confederates faced a wall of gunfire from Union soldiers hidden behind stone walls and in defensive positions. The air was thick with smoke and the stench of gunpowder. Many soldiers fell before they could even reach the enemy lines. Despite their bravery, the charge was met with overwhelming resistance, resulting in catastrophic losses for the Confederate forces. Estimates suggest that nearly 50% of those who charged were killed or wounded. By the end of July 3rd, the battle was over. The Union had held their ground, and Lee's army was forced to retreat back to Virginia. The victory came at a tremendous cost for both sides, but it proved to be a turning point in the Civil War. The Union Army had successfully repelled Lee's invasion, boosting Northern morale and solidifying the commitment to continue the fight. The aftermath of Gettysburg was felt across the nation. The Union suffered approximately 23,000 casualties, while the Confederacy faced around 28,000. The staggering losses brought the horrors of war into stark focus for both sides, and the relentless toll weighed heavily on families, communities, and the nation as a whole. In November 1863, President Abraham Lincoln would commemorate the sacrifices made at Gettysburg during his famous Gettysburg Address. His words captured the essence of the struggle, emphasizing that the war was not just a fight for territory, but a test of the nation's commitment to the principles of liberty and equality. The Battle of Gettysburg remains one of the most studied and significant battles in American history. Its legacy serves as a reminder of the cost of conflict and the enduring struggle for justice and unity. The bloodshed that took place in those 3 days ultimately contributed to shaping the nation's identity, emphasizing the need for healing and reconciliation in the years that followed. As we reflect on Gettysburg, we must honor those who fought and fell, understanding that their sacrifices laid the groundwork for the freedoms we enjoy today. This battle is not just a chapter in history, it's a testament to the resilience of a nation and its people, reminding us